Yeah.
Sound check.
Sound
Hello.
check.
Hi. Mic check. Mic check.
Yeah. So, hi everybody. It's Daniel. We're here in Plaza del Angel, basically, in Madrid. And I'm here with...
Nina.
Hi, Nina.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
Great. Tell us where you're from, Nina.
I am from Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn. Okay,
Yeah.
so Brooklyn is one of the 5 boroughs of New York.
Yes.
Great.
Do you want me to name the 5 boroughs?
Please.
So the 5 boroughs are Brooklyn, being number 1, obviously. Bronx, Staten Island, Queens, and Manhattan.
Yes. Okay, so this is New York. And I'm from the United States also, obviously. A lot of people, when I say I'm from the United States, they say, oh, the United States. I love New York. And I tell them, actually, New York is not really the United States.
I disagree with that statement, totally.
I'm sure you do. I would say, like, that, you know, the West, the Wild West, where I'm from, is the real America, and that the rest is not the real America.
Oh.
And
Wait, so what city always comes out in all the movies and TV shows that we know?
well, yeah, but this is something you probably are not even aware of, being from the East Coast. But I feel like I grew up with this kind of East versus West mentality where, like, the East Coast people think they're better than us because they live in real cities and they have culture, and we just have cows, basically. How do you feel about that?
I do sometimes feel that way, to be honest, but not intentionally. I'm sure there's plenty of beautiful, beautiful places and lovely people in the rest of the United States.
There we go. Okay, so so there is something behind this. It's not just like something my parents made up, where East Coast
An imaginary battle.
East Coast people think
look,
they're better.
we also have rivalry within New York. Like, for example, Brooklyn and Queens are always, it's like a friendly competition. If I say I'm from Brooklyn and someone's from Queens, I'm like, oh, well, Brooklyn's so much better than Queens. What are you talking about? So.
Okay, works for me. Okay, so Nina,
Yes.
tell us why you came to Spain.
I came to Spain because 9 years ago now, I had studied abroad here to learn Spanish. And I fell in love with it, and I said, I want to come back. So I decided to come back. And I came back 3 years ago to teach English. And here I am.
You fell in love with Spain while studying here. Where were you studying?
I was in Granada.
Granada. Okay,
Yeah.
and you've also lived somewhere else in Spain?
I lived, unfortunately, not unfortunately, but I did live in Linares, Jaén, and also Gijón, Asturias.
Jaén.
Jaén.
But like a town in Jaén?
Linares, Jaén.
Linares.
Yes. Very, very small town.
Very small town. I've heard of Linares, but I don't know anything about it.
There's not much to know.
Okay. If we have any, YouTube viewers in Linares,
Hi.
I apologize for Nina.
I loved it there. It was great.
All right, sure. I don't know enough about it to say one way or another, but I'm sure it's a beautiful place. All Americans love Linares. And yeah, Nina just sometimes says these things.
They just, by accident.
By accident, yeah. Okay, so and since you're from New York, obviously you speak better English than I do. Would you like to tell us?
Clearly.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about the New York accent, or?
Well, there's really not much to say, but for example, the most common example of the New York accent is saying the word coffee. So I say coffee, whereas maybe someone on the West Coast would say coffee.
Coffee, yeah.
Coffee versus coffee.
Coffee versus coffee.
How do you
Yeah.
say awesome? I say awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh.
Aw and ah.
Yeah, okay.
2 very different sounds.
This is one of the things that happens a lot. Where I'm from, we have a lot of big open ah in a lot of words. And yeah, it sounds a little bit silly when you think about it, but no, coffee. Pronouncing
Coffee.
ah for o is one of those things we do. Okay. And what's it like for a New York girl living in Spain?
Well, in Madrid it's pretty similar because they're both big cities. But what's nice is that here we are in a plaza, and you can just sit here for hours and hours and drink, which is pretty cool.
You can't sit in plazas in New York?
No, we don't
and
have
drink?
plazas.
You don't have plazas?
We don't. It's very sad. It's a very sad thing.
You've got like Washington Square. Sounds like it would be a
Park,
plaza.
yeah, but
It's
you
park.
can't drink there.
No drinking in parks.
No drinking in parks. Only in bars. And we also have a lot less terraces. I mean, maybe in Manhattan there are more.
Do you call them terraces?
I would say outdoor seating.
I would
Maybe
call
not
it.
terrace, maybe not a terrace.
I would call it
outdoor
maybe
seating.
like a sidewalk cafe or something.
Ooh, that's fancy.
Yeah, it
No,
sounds
that's too
like
fancy for us.
Parisian sidewalk cafe.
Yeah. No, I would say somewhere where we can sit outside and eat. That's what I would say.
The patio.
No.
We would call it patio probably. Patio here is something completely different, but
Yeah.
patio in
No, a patio in New York is an outdoor space you have behind your house.
that too, but yeah, I think it would
So-
be on the patio. Would you like to sit inside or on the patio?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Works for me.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so recently, yesterday actually, I published an article on one of my blogs about dating Spanish women
Yes.
and about all of the cultural differences, all of the interesting things that happen when you're dating Spanish women,
Yeah.
Spanish girls. One of them was, that many times they're late, which we, in our country, we don't tolerate lateness very well.
I think that's mainly a Spanish thing, not just with Spanish girls.
Yeah, it's probably an everybody thing.
In New York, we're pretty much very prompt. I mean, you have to be in New York.
Yeah. I get like a feeling of panic if I realize I'm going to be 2 minutes late for something.
Yeah.
Like I get this like feeling where it's like, oh no, what am I going to do? I'm going to be 2 minutes late. And here in Spain, this is like literally never been a problem.
Yeah.
Like 5, 10 minutes late, 15 minutes late, maybe it starts to be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's normal here.
Okay. So have you got a lot of experience dating Spanish men?
Yes. I have.
A lot of experience.
A lot.
We don't
I
wanna
mean,
say.
3 years of experience is a pretty good amount, I think. I have a Spanish boyfriend who I met in Linares.
Would you like to say hi?
Hola. Hi, Joaquin.
You met him in Linares.
I met him in Linares
All right.
at a Thanksgiving Day party, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. And so
Thanksgiving.
we've been dating since then.
Okay. And if you had to make some sort of huge generalization about dating Spanish men,
A huge one. Oh my goodness.
would you have to say like all Spanish men are?
I don't know if I can say that. Okay, the majority of Spanish men do not plan. They do not like planning. I don't know if that's is that a man thing in general? Or is that like a Spanish man thing?
I don't like planning, but I think it might be from living here in Spain so long. Or
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, so here's the thing, right?
Yeah, okay.
When we first started dating, I wanted to make plans for trips, like on the weekend or during vacation. And I, being a New Yorker and a planner, would like to plan things like a couple of weeks ahead of time. But for him, it was just way too soon.
Yeah.
So we had quite a bit of arguments about that sometimes. But I think he's gotten better.
I do this with my friends from London, where they all want to plan things because in London you have to plan everything 4 weeks in advance, or else nobody's free.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, so what are you doing in 4 weeks? Monday afternoon in 4 weeks, and I have no idea, honestly. And so, I try to be flexible with them because that's what they're used to. But it could be a man thing, could be a Spanish thing,
Yeah.
could be
We don't really know.
a particular, thing for me and your boyfriend,
Yeah.
whatever.
I don't know. I think it's a Spanish type thing too. Because, for example, if you want to meet with a friend on the weekend, and you ask them on, let's say Tuesday, to meet up on Saturday, they're like, I don't know what I'm doing yet.
Yeah.
Which in New York doesn't happen. In New York, like, you have to book plans with your friends.
But
like,
what did
several
we
days ahead of time.
What did we just do today?
Well, today we just met up. We decided to meet up like 2 hours ago.
Yeah. So from the time when you proposed this to the time when we met,
It was only a couple hours.
it was like less. It was like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
are
We
gonna
have clearly adapted to the Spanish way of life.
Yeah. We said let's have lunch and It's like, okay, I'll get on the metro. See you in half an hour.
Yeah, that doesn't happen in New York. I mean, if it does, rarely.
Okay. Well, so we're adapting to this. Anything else you'd like to say about dating Spanish men?
It's an interesting experience, and I highly recommend it.
You highly recommend it?
Yes.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah, I think this is one of those things where I'm always recommending people just go abroad and have an experience abroad, or find somebody who speaks English and fall in love with that person if possible. It will help them to learn faster, and if your target language is Spanish, then do the same
Go
thing
for it.
with Spanish.
Yes.
You speak really good Spanish.
I hope so.
I've only heard you a couple of times, but it always sounds really
Oh, thank
like
you.
professional. Like you know what you're doing.
Professional.
Professional is not the word, but it sounds really good.
Awesome. Thanks.
How long did it take you to learn, or how did you learn?
Well, let's see. So, like I said, I had studied abroad in Granada. That was 6 weeks. And I lived in Costa Rica for a few months. So when I came here, I had a pretty good base. And then, I met my boyfriend, and so we started to speak. And it took me a little while to get better, maybe like a few months. But it definitely helps.
All right.
Definitely helps a lot.
When I had when I was in relationships, people would always ask me, but what language do you speak when you're together? 'Cause,
Only
Spanish?
Only Spanish, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think it really depends for me on the person and what their level of English is. Sometimes I've had relationships in English, but then when we're out in public, more in Spanish.
That's interesting.
So depending on the situation, the relationship, the person,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Fair enough.
And you can always just go back and forth. If you're used to it, it's not that hard to just go back and
To
forth.
switch. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not used to it, it can be hard.
Here we go.
If you're not used to it, it can be hard going
Yeah.
back and forth, but once you're used to it, it's just like, whatever. Okay, so I'm not sure if we've talked about Costa Rica before, but
I don't think we have actually.
no, I know I
Just now
have
realizing
people
it.
out there who watch my videos who are in Costa Rica. Hi, Costa Rica. Tell us what you thought about that.
I loved it. It was an
Better than
unforgettable
Linares.
experience. Yeah, probably.
Right.
So I lived in a small town up north called Pijagua de Guala. And I was doing environmental conservation work there, which was really...
What kind of work?
So I worked in the rainforest. We would go into the rainforest every single day and do conservation work. So whether it was cleaning up the paths or doing repairs on the hanging bridges, we did everything that you can possibly imagine.
Okay. I've met a couple of people from Costa Rica here. Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
But,
Pura vida.
Pura vida. But I'm not sure about the accent. Is the accent very, very different?
I think so. It's a lot clearer. I think the Costa Rican accent is one of the most easy to understand.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, okay, because you're talking about Andalusia too.
Yeah.
If you
right.
go from Costa Rica to
To
Andalusia, you probably have difficulties with the accent in
Yeah.
Andalusia.
It takes a little adjusting.
Okay. What was your specific favorite thing about Costa Rica?
Everything really. The food was incredible. The people are some of the kindest people that I've ever met. I felt very welcomed all the time there.
Great. Sounds good. Is there anything else you would like my audience to know about?
Costa Rica?
About anything? else you'd
Brooklyn
like
is
to say?
number one.
Brooklyn is number one.
If you ever doubted that.
Yeah.
Brooklyn is number one.
Phoenix is number two. No, it's not even number two. It's not even number 200 probably. Brooklyn, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
If
the
you
other
ever go to New York, go to Brooklyn.
go to Brooklyn.
Walk the Brooklyn Bridge, explore Brooklyn Bridge Park, get some ice cream from the Brooklyn Ice Cream Factory.
Can you just walk the Brooklyn
Total-
Bridge?
Yeah, of course.
I was in New York several years ago. I didn't have money, so I was just kind of walking around. But I never even considered walking across the Brooklyn
Oh my
Bridge.
gosh, why wouldn't you?
I don't know. Maybe I wasn't aware that you could.
Of course.
Nobody-
Walk from Brooklyn from Manhattan to Brooklyn.
How far is
And
it?
then go explore Brooklyn. Probably half an hour. It's not that.
Half an hour walk.
Maybe less.
Oh,
Maybe 20 minutes. It's really.
4 kilometers.
I
or
mean, there's
something.
a lot of people though. There's a lot of people traffic.
Okay.
So.
Cool. Well, thank you for being on my video, Nina.
Thanks for having me.
I guess you're not looking for private classes or anything.
No, I'm moving to Cordoba next year. So no, I'm not looking for classes.
Okay.
Unless you're in Cordoba. Let me know.
If you're in Cordoba, call Nina.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, not much else. Thank you very much for
Bye.
watching. Go to my website, aprendemasingles.com or madridingles.net. Learn more English. Have fun. Enjoy life. Until next time.
Later.